Hey everyone, I'm Mike from theparkprodigy.com, and on today's video we're going to break down and we're going to help you decide if you should rope drop Disney's Star Wars Rise of the Resistance or Disney's Slinky Dog Dash over in Toy Story Land. So I am at Disney's Hollywood Studios, of course, because both of those rides are going to be at Disney's Hollywood Studios here in Walt Disney World. And the reason why I'm creating this video is because there is so much that goes into planning a Disney World trip, so much into strategizing the best rides to go on, the quickest way to get onto all of these rides. And so that's why a video like this is so very important. So if you are in the process of planning a Disney World trip, just be sure to stick around until the end of this video. As always, I'm very excited, so let's go get started. Okay, so before I even go and hop into the park, there are some important things to understand and consider when trying to figure out if you should rope drop Star Wars Rise of the Resistance or Slinky Dog Dash. And if you're overwhelmed, if you're not even sure where to start, but you're just in that initial stages of planning a Disney World trip, just be sure to hit that subscribe button, as I do have a lot more similar videos to help you plan an amazing Walt Disney World vacation coming out on our channel in the coming weeks. But some of the basic things to understand. Now, when it comes to rope dropping, essentially what that means is being some of the first guests here in the park to essentially get onto a couple of the rides as quickly as possible. But figuring out exactly which ride to start at is important, and that's why we decided to really pick the two main rides and most popular rides here at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Now, some of the important things to understand is when we're talking about rope dropping, Disney World Resort guests do get into the Disney World parks a half hour before everyone else. So it is important to kind of take that into account, and if you're trying to figure out how to get on these rides as quickly as possible, you might want to consider staying at a Walt Disney World hotel, because you will have an advantage when it comes to rope dropping. Some of the other things to keep in mind that we're going to talk about and help you strategize is essentially both of those rides. One of them is an individual lightning lane. Star Wars Rise of the Resistance is an individual lightning lane, and Slinky Dog Dash is included with the Disney Genie. Now, why that's important is, of course, those are premium products. So, as I help you figure out which one do you pick, you might come to the conclusion on your own after watching this video that, yes, I want to go and rope drop Slinky Dog Dash because I'll get that for free, and then I'm going to upgrade and do a premium experience on Star Wars Rise of the Resistance and kind of strategize that way. Those are premium experiences, like I said. They are an additional cost. I'm not saying you have to do that. What I'm trying to help you figure out is, do I want to do that at home? You'll see there's a way to tackle both of them without doing the upgraded premium experience to try to take advantage of lower wait times at both. We're going to go over that shortly, but that's just the important things to keep in mind. Disney Genie essentially allows you to select one ride at a time and then go and skip the line at that ride. There are a bunch of rides that are included with the regular Disney Genie Plus, and then, like I said, individual lightning lane for this video is very important. You understand that is going to be for Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. All right, so then last but not least, really before I go and hop into the parks, the important thing to understand, I'm recording this video, it's actually Memorial Day 2024. Now, the difference within prices, if you are looking to possibly go with the Disney Genie Plus or with the individual lightning lane as opposed to rope dropping, Disney Genie Plus today, just for Hollywood Studios, was $26. The individual lightning lane for Star Wars Rise of the Resistance was $25. Those are each per person. So they're kind of apples to apples. So that will help you try to figure out, which one do we want to do? Which one do we want to rope drop? Which one do we want to upgrade to? Or we rope drop and, you get my point. All right, so let's go hop into the park and then we'll continue trying to help you figure it out. All right, so I finally jumped into the parks. I get so many comments, so many people say that one of the things they love about our channel is that I do get straight to the point. So I am gonna get straight to the point, give you the answers on if you should rope drop Star Wars Rise of the Resistance or go over to Slinky Dog Dash. Then I'll explain why. If you don't trust just my opinion, you can then go figure it out for yourself. So very simply, should you rope drop Star Wars Rise or Slinky Dog? My honest opinion is Disney World Resort guests should rope drop Slinky Dog Dash, and you should use the individual lightning lane on Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, or come back later at night and hop on Rise of the Resistance later at night. That's just my honest opinion. I will explain exactly why based on wait time data shortly. On the flip side, if you're not staying at a Disney World hotel, then my honest opinion would again be to come. You have to roll the dice, you have to rope drop Slinky Dog Dash. But if you are going to upgrade to either Disney Genie Plus or individual Lightning Lane, if you're an off-site resort guest, I would essentially go and get the Disney Genie Plus and try to use it on Slinky Dog Dash. And then again, if you're doing that, if you're going with the premium, then off-site resort guest, my honest opinion would be true rope drop, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, and then hopefully you get Slinky Dog on the flip side. Of course, the caveat to that, if you don't get Slinky Dog with the regular Disney Genie Plus, then yes, I would still rope drop Slinky Dog as soon as you get here in the morning, and then again, on the reverse side, you'll go to Rise of the Resistance a little bit later in the day, which I'll explain now in a few. All right, so now breaking it down, right? Which ride should you rope drop if you're not going with a premium product? Now, I'm basing this off of historical wait time data. Well, essentially, I'm basing this off of wait time data for 2024 because that's the year that I'm making this video, and that I think is the most, really accurate data when we need to look at, how long are you going to wait on each ride, right? So I would say on average for the both rides for 2024, Slinky Dog Dash has an average wait time of 94 minutes. And then Rise of the Resistance has an average wait time of 83 minutes. So just right there, Slinky Dog Dash on average has the higher wait time. So you do have to take that into account when trying to figure out which one should you rope drop over the other, essentially which one are you going to save more time on. And again, just very simply based off the data and the facts, I say you have to go with Slinky Dog Dash as opposed to Rise of the Resistance. Now, another really, really important thing to keep in mind, another reason why I would lean towards Slinky Dog Dash, even looking past the wait time data, is Rise of the Resistance has a habit of going down, specifically going down early in the morning. I've been here to try to rope drop Rise. I actually did a video on the best ways to get onto Rise of the Resistance. In that video, go and watch that video, I'm actually standing there and I'm like, this ride is down right now, I also said in that video, if you need to get onto Rise of the Resistance and you don't care about Slinky Dog Dash, like if you're a Star Wars fan and you just want to make sure you get onto that ride, I would still rope drop just because you have nothing to lose. If the ride is down, then of course you can come back and pivot, come later, but it was just funny. But I do notice that about the ride, even when we're on it. A couple nights ago, we were at After Hours here at Hollywood Studios and the ride actually went down for a little bit. So my honest opinion is that ride just has problems all over the place. So you don't want to go rope drop that ride and then it's down, and then I just feel like this is the most consistent ride between the two. So that's another reason to keep in mind. Okay, so the other important thing to keep in mind when looking at the regular wait time data, right, and trying to figure out which one do you rope drop between the two rides and not using Disney Genie Plus or individual Lightning Lane, what I did was I also went and I took a look at essentially the wait times for both rides, a half hour after park opening. So 8:30 in the morning, and then what I did was I compared them to what that wait time looked like 8 o'clock at night. Now the reason why I did this is one of the very popular tips that people love to use on the very popular rides is you can go and hop on a line essentially up until 5 minutes before the park closes. So the theory is you can go and hop on the lines later at night for the popular rides and you'll still get a very, very low wait time. So if you want to use that, you can absolutely, or in this case, right, because if you're going to rope drop one, then you might want to use that strategy on the other one. So figuring out, okay, which one are we better off making sure we get here in the morning, and which one are we kind of a little bit better off kind of guaranteed that the wait time later in the day will be lower. So Slinky Dog Dash, 8:30 in the morning, essentially it had an average wait time of 81 minutes. 8 o'clock at night, it had an average wait time of 80 minutes. That was another big reason why I said I do believe you're better off rope dropping, because if you can't get there for rope drop, if you're not using Disney Genie Plus and you grab it that way, you are going to wait, which is not the worst thing in the world, but the point of the video is which one are you better off to help you save time. But Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, essentially at 8:30 in the morning, had an average wait time of 95 minutes. And then later at night, at 8 o'clock at night, it had an average wait time of 65 minutes. So again, you could see that it is beneficial, or if you can't get on the ride first thing in the morning, you can always circle back and try to get it on later at night. All right, so now kind of jumping in and breaking down if you are going to use the premium experiences. One of the important things to understand specifically about the individual Lightning Lanes is that they open up for Disney World Resort guests at 7 o'clock in the morning. For off-site resort guests, it's essentially when the park opens. So that is also important for me to kind of explain as I kind of break down what I would do for each. So if you're staying at a Disney World Resort hotel, again, my honest opinion is I would still come and I would rope drop Slinky Dog Dash. And if you are going to upgrade to either or, I would go at that point with the individual Lightning Lane. because essentially you'll be able to really make a reservation at any point throughout the day to come and go and skip the line over in Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. Now, if you're trying to do both, what I would suggest is, I have tried to do both, especially during the busier times of year. They can both sell out. So I would definitely, if you and your significant other or the other, anyone else in your party, if you could both try, so one would try to get the Disney Genie Plus for Slinky Dog, the other would try to get the individual Lightning Lane for Rise of the Resistance. Now, jumping into off-site resort guests, I will say, just in general, one of the unfortunate things about the Disney Genie Plus when trying to use it on Slinky Dog Dash is Slinky Dog Dash is by far still the most popular ride here in Walt Disney World to use it on, and it does sell out extremely quickly. So you really have to make sure. The Disney Genie also opens up at 7 o'clock in the morning, but the reason why I'm suggesting it for off-site hotel guests, now that you understand on-site hotel guests get first dibs to the individual Lightning Lanes, off-site hotel guests, is birds flying around. Off-site hotel guests can also book Disney Genie Plus at 7 o'clock in the morning. So that's why I'm suggesting at that point, if you are an off-site hotel guest, but you're cool with upgrading and spending the extra money, I would try to go and I would try to use it on Slinky Dog Dash. And then again, same thing, you can kind of come and rope drop Rise, because you're not guaranteed that by the time the individual Lightning Lanes are open, that you'll be able to grab one. And so one of the other tips and tricks too, I would say, now that I kind of explained like your thought process as you're trying to figure out if you should rope drop Rise or Slinky Dog, even once you figure it out, I would also go and do some research on exactly how either early entry works here at Walt Disney World, or if you plan to rope drop, how that works, kind of tying into guests getting in early from the hotel. It's just because you don't want to pick okay, we're gonna rope drop Slinky Dog, but then when you get here, you're unprepared exactly where you should be, when you should be there, because that's the whole point, right? You're trying to save time, so you don't want to have your ride, but then you kind of get lost or you lose time once you get over here. So it's an additional tip and trick, more research for your Walt Disney World vacation. We actually did do videos a while back on the best strategy. I am also going to do a video very soon on exactly the differences, or like where you should go for Disney World resort guests for early entry as opposed to off-site guests. So again, if you have not already subscribed to our channel, just be sure to go and hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate all the support, and I am making sure to continue to create videos to help you all be as prepared as possible for your next Walt Disney World trip. All right, and so that is it, everyone. That is the essential guide to trying to figure out if you should rope drop Star Wars Rise of the Resistance or Slinky Dog Dash. I really hope that you found this video helpful. Like I said, my honest opinion is I would always lean towards Slinky Dog Dash if it's just between the two, very simply. And also taking it one step further, as a thank you for sticking around all the way till the end of this video, I do have a special promo code that you can go use on our website, theparkprodigy.com, on some discounted Disney World theme park tickets or a discounted vacation package. The promo code is going to be YouTube25. But as Slinky Dog comes, I think that's all the time we have today. I think this might be perfect timing. Thank you all again so much, and until next time, I will talk to you soon.